Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Legends of Tomorrow, episode 313, titled No Country for Old Dads, which premiered Tuesday, March 5th, 2018 on the CW. I'm recording on March 6th, so huge spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the episode already, please go do so first, then come back and see what I have to say about the episode. Otherwise, my other video reminders are up on screen. Take a moment to remind yourselves of those, and I'm going to try to do this in 10 minutes, so let's start the clock, and let's begin with what happened in this episode. So timeline-wise, it pretty much continues from 312 in regards to the fact that Rey has just been taken hostage and is still in the hands of Damien Dark, his daughter, and Kwasa. The huge episode reminder of, I guess you could say, is the fact that we do get to time travel to Berlin of 1962. And kind of the fact that we get twice the Damien Dark, which is the villain, is actually not only the Damien Dark of present day, I guess you could say, but also his 1962 version of himself. So there's that. Now, huge episode breakdown. I picked up on two different storylines. First one being Rey's time with the Darks, as well as the second one being a trip to the ancestral plane. Now, with the first storyline, though, we find out that there was a cold fusion formula in 1962 with Dr. Vogel. Originally, Damien Dark had killed Dr. Vogel, but now since they need the cold fusion formula to help rebuild the fire totem, their mission, or Damien Dark's mission, is to go back in time, stop himself from killing Vogel, to get that formula, and then kill him afterwards. But in the end, Rey gets the formula, and Wally West, who visited the team in this episode, steals the fire totem pieces, so they have another totem in their possession. Now, with the ancestral plane, Amaya and Zari visit the ancestral plane to try to use it to help locate Amaya's spirit totem. We find out the original totem bearers are the ones who locked Amalis away with time as his prison. And the more that the timeline is corrupted, it weakens that prison. So the whole reason why Damien Dark is creating all these anachronisms is so that this prison for the demon gets weakened. Also, we find out that the spirit totem is corrupted by darkness when Nora Dark bonds with it after she does a selfless act, which is how you bond with the totem according to Kwasa. Now, the last moments of the episode show Malis taking control over Nora after Damien Dark told her how proud he is of her. Don't know if it's a complete control that he's taken from her, or if it's just like he's kind of imposed his will more towards her, as if she might be slipping away from his control. But anyways, tidbits. This episode, we find out that Damien Dark is 257 years old. That's, wow, it's pretty old. Also, we find out adult version Nora Dark has been orphaned for 23 years. So for her, it's been 23 years since Arrow 423, or since the death of her father. And her mom died, I think, an episode or two before he did. So there's that. Also, we see Gorilla Grodd again briefly as he attacks the Time Bureau, killing Director Bennett, which then makes Ava the new director, since she is the highest ranking official of the Time Bureau. And her first action is reinstating Rip Hunter as an agent of the Bureau, so they can take better actions against Malis. Also, we see Rip telling Gideon to erase a file that contains a secret about Ava, something that Sarah must never know. Also, we apparently found out that Rey likes to do the dishes, and that's the reason why the team didn't know that Rey wasn't present was because the dishes were piling up. So there's that. Also, Rip Hunter apparently did not know about the Earth X invasion, which I will bring up later on, but Wally made a comment about it, and Rip reacted the way he did. So there's that. Also, we see the tears in the fabric of time while they were all in the temporal zone, when Rey created a huge anachronism to alert the team of where he was. Now, let's go on to the totem tally. So as of this, at the end of this episode, the Earth totem is in the possession of the Legends team, but it's in case for their protection as it's cursed. The Air totem is with Zari. The Fire totem is in pieces, but it's now with Rey, who's going to try to put it back together. The Water totem is still a part of Kwasa. The Spirit totem is now being controlled by Nora Dark, and And the last totem, which apparently is the death totem, we do not know about at all. So the team doesn't even know it's called the death totem, but there is that. Now, moving on to most shocking moment of the episode, I think for me it has to be the dynamic we see between Damien Darhk and his daughter Nora. Many different moments, many different tensions between them, but you definitely see there are some daddy issues in there. But moving on to top 3 favorite moments, I really have to say that a huge favorite for me for the episode is just the different dynamics we got to see with Ray, Nora, and Damien Darhk. We got to see the different dynamic between Ray and Damien Darhk. We got to see it with Ray and Nora, which is also more entertaining to see because the real life actor and actress who play Ray and Nora are actually married in real life. So it's pretty interesting to see them acting opposite each other in the way that they did. And then also to see the dynamic between father and daughter, Damien and Nora, was pretty interesting. It was pretty much hysterical at times of just what was being brought up and then how it was being taken care of. You got like some very exaggerated traits from Damien Darhk and like how to be a father, or like his tendencies of showing his concern while talking to a dead body about it. And it's just kind of like therapy moment type things. And then Nora trying to get through to, or Ray trying to get through to Nora and try to show her that there is another way type of thing. It was just I really liked this episode in regards that it showed a huge progression in regards to these 3 different dynamics, and it was just hilarious to see. So there's that. Also, another favorite of mine was the fact that Wally was able to steal the fire totem pieces from Damien Darhk. I wasn't expecting that. I'm very glad it happened though. So there's that. And what was another favorite? Another favorite I would have to say is the fact that not only is Wally sticking with the Legends team, but also the fact that Rip Hunter is now returning to the Time Bureau. He's not on the run anymore. So there's that. Moving on to top 3 peeved moments, I did have a few. First one being the fact that the actual Legends team themselves didn't really do much in this episode. I mean, we have Ray, who pretty much did most of the work that progressed the storyline, in a sense that the fire totem and how it works, and then trying to get to know the Darks better. And then you have second being what Zari and Amaya learned in the ancestral plane. And then the rest of the team didn't really do anything. Yes, you had Sarah dealing with her new relationship with Ava, which is cool. Mick didn't really do anything. Nathan didn't really do anything. And then Wally was just trying to get a lay of like what this potential new team could be like. So it was disappointing that the team itself was pretty much grounded on the Wave Rider, and it was Ray who was doing everything. So that was just a slight peeve of mine there. Another peeve was the fact that they have failed to locate the spirit totem like they originally planned. They wanted to go to the ancestral plane to locate Amaya's totem. Yes, they learned a little bit more about Mollus's plans, or the origin of why he was imprisoned at least, but they still failed to find the totem. The totem is now lost to them, so it just seemed like they didn't achieve anything in that storyline except get reaffirmed on the fact that you pretty much lost the totem and it's now corrupted type of thing. So there's that. Also, another peeve of mine that I just thought of, it was the fact that, you know, the part where Damien Darhk was securing Nora's fall with magic, and then he kept on releasing her and then catching her, then releasing her and then catching her with magic. I remember thinking throughout the episode, why doesn't he just catch her and then fling her towards the roof, and before he even gets a chance to lose his grip on her with magic? Why did it have to be an up and down, up and down, up and down? You have to let me go or you're gonna die type of thing. And I get it. It was meant for her to have that selfless moment of sacrificing herself so her father can live, and then eventually that equal to claiming the totem as hers. But like, it was such a pointless scene, in the fact that he had magic. He could have easily used enough power to yank her up and over the roof so she's safe, and then have all of his focus on his younger self. It was just it was very excessive, I guess you could say. But moving on to what moment will I remember most when I look back on this episode? The fact that there was 2 Damien Darks. That was pretty funny. Also the huge fact that Ray was kind of stuck with the Dark family, which was funny in itself right there. So there's that. But moving on to random questions, there's the timer. But the first question being, what secret does Rip know about Ava? And will that harm the relationship between them? So there's that. Second question is, what time is Ava from? Is she from the present day like Sarah, or is she from the future like Rip? Is she from the past like Amaya? I've had this question before, but I really want to know. Because where exactly is the time bureau located? And if not, was she plucked from the timeline or something? So there's that. Another question. Does young Damien Dark now pursue magic because of his encounter with present Damien Dark using magic? Because there is that moment when young Damien Dark was like, oh, magic. I should look into that. Now, is that the start of it all and why he starts pursuing magic? Or did he start pursuing magic before, because of something else? So there's that. Another question. Rip Hunter didn't know about the Earth X invasion, which I mentioned in the tidbits. Now, does that mean that the invasion had never happened in the records that Rip is aware of for the timeline? Because if that's the case, is it possible that the invasion itself could have been considered an anachronism? I have no idea. Or, what was it? What was it called last year? It's probably up on screen. I don't remember what the aberrations. What if the invasion was an aberration from last year? I don't know. But last question. Is the death totem the same or something similar to what Damien Dark had tapped into when he had magic in season 4 of Arrow? Or is it the death totem simply just another necklace that we haven't seen yet? So there's that. But moving on to predictions very quickly, based off the promo for 314, it looks like the Legends team will be meeting a young Elvis Presley. Now, based off the synopsis, it reads that when the Legends learn that a mysterious tragedy destroyed Memphis in 1954, thus eradicating the birthplace of rock and roll, they embark on their most important mission, to save music. Nate is excited to show Amaya why music is important to him, and he is surprised it leads to a rock legend as well as the 6th and final totem, the Death Totem. Meanwhile, Zari helps their newest member try to adjust to the team. So from that, it looks like we're going to see Zari bonding with Wally, as he is the newest member of the team. But another question I just had was the fact that if they now know that it's the original 6 totem bearers are the ones that locked Mollis away, then why doesn't the Wave Rider just go to the time of the original totem bearers and just kind of talk with them, ask them what they did, hopefully maybe change it so that when they do trap Mollis, it's kind of a permanent thing. I don't know. At least then you know that's where all 6 totems are, right? I mean, why do you have to go through all throughout time to try to find where the totem is? So that's another question there. Otherwise, what did you guys think of the episode? What did you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and opinions about what you think is going to happen next. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, gifs, synopses, news, all that good stuff. All found in one place, so go check that out. It's a little behind, but a work in progress. But it's also connected to my WordPress account. The link for that is down below. Again, everything I post online is connected to WordPress, but it's still a work in progress, but a little more organized. So I hope you check that out as well. But that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you come back next time to see what I have to say about the next episode. But until then, this is Mel. Wish you all a great day, great week, wherever you are. Bye for now.